and it's going to be green light racing here at Monza. Here goes Noah. He's going to try and go wheel to wheel with the leader. Vic, once again, back on the top step. We did say take it easy. Oh my goodness. Sinead's going to go for it here into 14, 15. Side by side, is it going to be Mercedes or is it going to be a BMW?
Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome along to your Saturday night entertainment here at Phoenix Sim Sport. Just a quick shout from our affiliation team here at Asetek Sim Sports. If you're looking to get yourself some lovely sim gear, probably some of the best pedals on the market, if not the best pedals on the market, head on down to their site. And when you get to the checkout, enter the code Phoenix Sim Sport to get a tasty little 5% discount from us. But yes, today is going to be something a little special. It's the first time that this is happening on Phoenix Sim Sport, and we are bringing to you live this evening from Monza, Le Mans Ultimate, a mix of the hypercars and the GT3 classes, and it's looking like it's going to be some fantastic racing. And in the commentary box, joining me today is the one, the only, it's Mr. Wohler. How are you doing today, buddy?
I'm good, thank you. I'm quite interested in this upcoming race for us.
It's looking like it could be a very interesting race indeed. I do believe you've been doing a little bit of digging of some information today with the current field. Would you like to share it with our viewers?
I'm still working on it. Just give me some minute.
As you can see, we are ultimately prepared here in the comms box this evening, folks.
Yeah, it was quite spontaneous, to be honest, but it should be fine. We got this, man.
We are just coming to the end of practice now.
Yes, we are, and it's looking like Kenzo Crochon-Blin will go for the fifth win here.
Fifth in a row?
About fifth in a row, with about 7 times faster per lap than Ward in this time. After that, it's getting a bit closer, about 3 to 5 tenths. Could be interesting though in the LMH class. We have way more cars than the last times. At the last races, we are about 12 hybrids and 13 GT3s. So it's getting full on the track, definitely.
It's looking like it. Definitely got a busy track, and it's multi-class mixed racing, folks. So it's the LMP1 hypercars and the GT3s all running around this very, very fast circuit. So expect a lot of action on track as we are now getting qualifying underway. Who's quickly on board with our current championship leader, Mr. Chachus, who, if I believe the stats said right, has won 4 out of 4 races already this season.
And also 4 podiums.
Incredible. Now I'm going to have to change the audio a little bit because my lord, these cards are loud.
Yeah, they are. Definitely they are.
Drop that down because I'd like to hear you as well as the motors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they are louder than you.
From you.
No, I definitely don't want to leave the session. Alright, here we go.
Alright. So, I am on... Oh, perfect.
So folks, this is very much an experimental run for us this evening. First time myself actually running Le Mans Ultimate. It's been very nice to be asked if I wanted to run this series from the box, and yeah, from the looks of things, everything is going to be mad, and it's going to be keeping us on our toes all evening. As we can already see from just on the outlaps what it's going to be like with these fast prototype cars running in amongst the slower but still very capable GT3s around the Coliseum of Speed.
Yeah, but I think on this track particularly, you have way long straights. It should be easy for the LMH to overtake the GT3s.
You are very, very right, as we see the notoriously normal squiggly wigglies that the cars like to do to keep them get their tyres warmed up. Mr. Tachu's very aggressive down the straight there before he hits Parabolica.
But you need to do it. Normally you need to take up to 1, 2, 3 laps to get the tires heat up in LMU, not like in other simulations like ACC where you just go out and drive 2 laps. You need to really be careful at the beginning because otherwise you get some flat spots because the LMH especially have no ABS.
Exactly. Oh, Mr. Chichus has already had to give up his first running lap. He met traffic at turn 1 there. Yeah, so not ideal for him. We'll go on board with Antoine Ponchet, currently running a sector 1 time of 31.9. Well, fastest car on the track at the moment. This looks absolutely stunning, that gold coloured car from the Hertz Team Jota.
That Porsche livery looks so good, man.
It does. And you get a real essence of speed, how fast these cars are coming up into Ascari here.
They are definitely. Not as fast as F1 here, but still way faster than LMP2 or GT3.
Exactly. And I'm not getting a Sector 2 time for Antoine at the moment, so I'm not entirely sure if he may be invalidated Sector 2. I think
Could be, though.
May have. I think he may have ran wide, yep, because we're not getting a time from him. First time on the board, though, is Benito Louis, who has set a 136.993 with Chris Facilio, a 137.331. Ben Voort with a 138.3, and yeah, that's we're going to get some times. We're going to drop down. As we cheeky little look at our onboarding. On board here with Aiden in the Mustang. Notoriously fast car, this.
Yeah, it is, especially like on tracks like Monza. I think it's a bit faster on the straight. I'm not sure if it's how in other simulations, not games, sorry. But it has a good power to weight ratio. That's what I want to say.
It really does. If I'm right in believing it is a turbocharged V8 under that monster, giving it absolutely unbelievable straight line speeds.
Let me Google that.
You'll have to. I do believe in another sim, so of course the Competizione, it is turbocharged. Oh, as he runs wide, squiggles the back end out, and that will ruin his lap, unfortunately. Welcome everyone to the stream.
It is actually a 5.4 liter natural aspirated V8.
Oh, I'm glad you're here to keep me straight. But that's still a lot of grunt under the bonnet of this car for sure.
So Cruchon is going now into the Parabolica. Let's see if he gets a good lap here.
Let's see, we'll find him on track. There we are. And
he is first by 1.1 seconds.
He is indeed 1.159 from Antoine Ponchet. So a fantastic
That's the benchmark,
run.
Man.
Very own. So he is looking for 5 poles in a row, 5 victories in a row. Very much wanting to stretch his lead at the top of the standings at the moment.
Let's see if the other LMH drivers can keep up with him, or maybe beat him. We don't know.
We don't know indeed, and he seems to be happy. He's already back in the pit, so I think he's very content with that lap time, to be honest. But as you said, it's going to be a case of who can keep up with him and maybe surpass him as well.
Yeah.
Welcome along the stream, Crag. Glad to have you with us, buddy. Again, brand new for Phoenix Sim Sports here with Le Mans Ultimate Round 5 at Monza. And this will now be a weekly series for your Saturday night enjoyment. And again, joining me in the commentary box this evening is Mr. Wohler. So give him a big thank you, hello, and a wave as well. He's on board here with, this is why we need extra monitors. Vasiliu, currently P5. And it is P2 over the line, but Ben Vor has just pipped him to P2. 1 second off the back of Mr. Chichus, though, who has come out for an outlap.
But it's getting closer.
It is indeed. Do we have a lap times for the GT3 set? Yes, Gabriele Granata is currently sitting on a 1:51.407, but very respectably fast time that is.
And with only one time behind Gianluca De Luca, also in the BMW M4 GT3.
That's right. And then
after that,
what, we got 3/10 to Tom Schoenborn afterwards as well. So we have a car stopped on track and back in the pits.
And the third place is not a BMW, it's a Mustang, driving for Proton Racing, I guess. It's just a livery name, I think.
Whoa, you're absolutely right. As he comes out Parabolica with the back end squiggling all over the shop, and he is into the pits.
Yeah, and there's a new time from Andrea Siverio, who just made the second place in the GT3 class. And there comes Gianluca De Luca and gets the pole position.
Wow, 1:51.0.
Yeah, just 4 times faster than the others. Okay,
just
I'm sorry.
Absolutely fantastic stuff
That's
here.
Pretty fast though. Pretty dominant from the BMWs here. Let's see if the McLarens can maybe improve. They are quite off pace.
No, I wouldn't say it's very much McLaren track, this one. It's going to favour the more power setups of the BMWs and the Mustangs, but never say never.
Yeah, definitely for front engine rear drive car, rear wheel drive cars, it's a pretty good track though, because you can just get a bit better over the curves, I guess, than with a mid-engine car. But I think it's not that it's way easier to drive than in McLaren here, because it's not like in other simulations that the difference is so much. Because, for example, when you drive in ACC on Monza, for example, with a Mercedes-AMG GT3, you can almost go completely over the curves, and with a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, you can't quite as far go as far as they can.
Yeah, it is very true. Dirt Pingu in the chat also noting that currently they are 5 seconds off the pace of ACC. That is true, but I do believe that is using an LFM BOP. You can usually do the 46s, 47s, but using a basic BOP, I think it is around about 49.50 for a lap time around Monza, as we see Maverick jump in.
The cars are way slower than in ACC. They're driving around 250 to 60 kph on the straight. In ACC you do 280, I think, without slipstream. Yeah,
you're right. So we see Mav coming into the pits there, P6 currently. Back on board.
Let's see if he can improve.
Back on board with Chichus as he rounds Parabolica, looking to improve. That gap to pole is now down to 0.5 of a second. So Antoine Ponchet has closed the gap. No improvement there from Chichus. And Benito Louis is currently in P3, 7/10 off the pace and just under 2/10 off P2.
Yeah.
So do you have a gap? So it's just a little gap. So we've got 12 LMP1s today and a further 13 GT3s on track today. It's going to be very busy. I'm going to stick here with Mr. Chichus, see if he gets any improvement on his overall time of a 1:35.4.
I'm not quite sure if the Porsche 963 LMH is all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. I'm not sure. Let me Google it.
Choose coming down the final straight now as he heads up to the braking zone before Parabolica. Let's see, he'll be looking for an improvement, trying to stretch his legs a little bit more at the front of this grid. Oh, runs it a bit wide. That car is a little bit twitchy.
But that sound is massive.
It's beautiful, isn't it? And it is a 1:35.4, he said. So not much of an improvement there, minor if anything. Oh, somebody's in the gravel. I'm back in the pits. We're on board with Craig Hill at the moment. Currently at 1.8 seconds off pole position in P8.
And the only Toyota here.
Only Toyota? Toyota, yeah.
Toyota. Did I say Toyota?
No, I said Toyota. Sorry, I'm getting a habit of mispronouncing things at the moment, so as we watch him get his tyres all warmed up before he starts his run.
Yeah.
God, I bet this is looking stunning to say the least. I'm loving the level of detail on this sim for sure. As we watch him wind up through Parabolica and begin a hot lap to see if he can improve. Currently 7 minutes left of qualifying, folks. As you can see there, Mr. Tachus is currently up at the top 5/10. He has the lead, and DeLuca in second with a 3/10 gap over Granata in P2 for the GT3 class.
DeLuca is first with 4/10. Yeah, and then it's pretty close after that.
It is.
We have
a very tight field.
1, 2, 3. From P2 to P8, it's not even half a second.
So we're going to expect some extremely tight fighting in the GT3s then today.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to keep me busy, that's for sure, going through all the cameras. Kind of keeping an eye on the interval times at the moment. Craig Hill is down 2/10. Coming up through Sector 2 now. Will he make an improvement? Nobody on track is improving right now. Just under 6 minutes to go. So let's see if we're going to see an improvement from Craig Hill. Currently 8th place, 1.8 seconds off the pace in the Toyota. Let's see if he'll drag a little bit of slipstream there. Will he make an improvement? No, he does not. Still 1.8 seconds off the pace in P8.
You may have another shot. I don't know.
There's definitely
if you
time.
want to, if you want to do a lap at the end, you should come out now and heat up these tires because they take normally their time.
Oh, you're right. You were saying two or three laps to get the tires really into an optimum condition.
Yeah, because they have no blankets.
That's right. Yeah, it's a bit like the Formula 1 rules, is it not now? No tire blankets.
Well, in F1 they have, but they doesn't heat them up like they did in two or three years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
So they have 0 tire blankets.
So on board now with Falabrino. He's looking to make an improvement. He is less than a 10th off his PB at the moment. Currently sitting at P7 in the GT3 class. See a few cars in the background warming their tyres up, ready for their hot laps. And I'd say this is probably the best time to get out on track. It'll be at its most grippiest. It will be at its busiest as well.
And sometimes it's in such a multi-class qualifying scenario a bit with timing, because if you have a GT3 right in front of you in the corner and he's on a hot lap, so you just need to wait as an LMH.
That is right. If you're unaware of the rules of WEC, if a slower car is on a fast lap, you're not allowed to impede or disrupt the fast laps. You just have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Everyone is entitled to a fast lap. No improvement there from Falabrino. Still sits in P7.
So let's see if his shoes can improve on his next lap. He's still out there.
Gonna get an on board so we can just get a listen of this Cadillac. Hybrids, of course. And they
Let
sound.
nobody call me crash then. Yeah.
And yeah, they sound absolutely gorgeous. No change at the top, however, everyone seems to be stagnated on lap times. No improvements being shown on the board at all. Everyone seems to have kind of peaked. The only one that may make an improvement, or the only couple, are in GT3 right now. And that is Gabriele Granata. Kind of moves into sector 2 himself, but we're going to keep here with Mr. Tachus as he comes through Parabolica.
Oh, he missed the corner.
This is not
slightly.
Good. Yeah, he's not going to do him good. He still has 5/10 to P2. Is there going to be any improvement here at all?
He improved, but he lost 10th in the last corner because he turned a bit too early in, I guess, or was a bit too fast. And he's going out again, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. So this will be the last runs, folk. We're coming down to the last 2 minutes of qualifying. It's going to be all or nothing right now. So
Yeah, let's see if Hong Che can improve.
Yep,
in this Porsche 963.
We're currently on board with him now as he goes round the very famous Curva Grande. I believe it's Curva Grande. It's been a wee while since I've gone round Monza.
Deep down into the second chicane.
Right,
It's a bit harsh on the curb, but should be fine.
Now this has been make or break coming through Lesmos 1 and 2. This is where you make or lose all the time on track, really. Because you really want a really smooth exit coming out of Lesmos 2 here for your drive down to Ascari, and that looked really, really nice there from Ponchette.
It looked quite decent, yes. Let's see if he can get Ascari right this time.
Indeed. Run on board with the Porsche. Nailed that entrance.
Missed a bit the second corner and get a big lockup, big on the rear, on the end of the corner.
Did there? You could hear the back of the car, very unhappy coming out of Ascari there. Drives into the braking zone of Parabolica. Down the gears he goes. Hugs the apex really well. Accelerates hard. Coming out the corner and down the start-finish straight. He is looking to try and find some time on to choose here. Does he do it? He does, but not by much. He gains a 10th. So the gap is now down to just under 5/10 of a second.
Oh, Benito Luis is third. He improved.
Did indeed. Ah, you're right, yeah.
Yeah, he's a second Toyota. Let's see if he can catch 1 or 2 tenths more.
We go on board right now. We'll get some trackside action so we can see it a little bit better coming through Parabolica again. Looks like he's kind of went wide. Yeah.
Unlucky.
That was a curse of the commentator, that one. And that is it. Over and done for him.
So let's look at the GT3 field. There is Enrico is still on the track. Let's see if he's improving. He has some in the gap, about 1/10, but I think it's not enough to smash that P1.
I mean, it's a fantastic run there for Andricio, and remember, he ran in our Assetto Corsa Competizione World Challenge earlier at Valencia, so he's definitely running a lot of races this evening, and he's in the pits.
And he goes into the pits. Okay,
so
never mind.
Abandoned that one. Again, looking at the stats and timings, there isn't much to be improving. No, I think that is, everyone is kind of went, that'll do. Ben Voort, though, he is looking like he could improve. Currently in P4, and he is literally only a couple of thousandths behind, or a couple of hundredths behind Benito Louis. So this is the battle for P3.
Let's see if he can nail that last corner.
Oh
And I cursed
no!
it.
Oh no! Into the wall, and that is the end of his session. Unfortunately, yep, cursed again.
We should stop with that.
I'm sure the guys are used to the commentators' curse. We'll get the flack from them later on. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That looks like it is your results. So I'm going to see if this works. Here we go. There is your qualifying results up on screen, folks.
So to choose the 5th time he is on the pole position. And I think Antoine Ponchet is the first time on the podium this time, I guess. Let me check. But there is still a gap of half a second, so let's see if it's getting closer in the race or if it will be a dominant race for to choose again.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, if he can keep up that kind of pace that he had in qualifying and keep it clean, I think he's going to have a very wonderful race here. Looking at the GT3 results, then it is De Luca that takes it by 0.6 of a second. Very dominating qualifying session from him in the BMW. Enrico right behind him, as I said, 0.6 behind. Again, BMW. It is BMW 1, 2, 3, 4 in GT3, with 5th, 6th, and 7th being occupied by the Ford Mustangs. It is the BMW of Falabrino in P8 and Antonini in P9 in the McLaren, and Jane Chu rounding off in P10 in the BMW. So only one McLaren in the top 10 for the GT3s. Very interesting.
Yeah. Very interesting.
And I'm actually having fun with these overlays. I'm just clicking buttons just to see what happens.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a little look at this. Again, this is why I need another monitor. And there's your LMP results. So, yep, to choose is 4/10, almost 5/10 up.
Drivers go to the grid for a race start.
Oh, it's starting.
That was a Mr. Man. Right, I'm going to play with another little setting that I noticed, which would be really cool if it works. So we'll turn that over and we'll have our starting order coming up on screen now, folks. There you go. Look at that. Doesn't that look fancy?
That looks fancy indeed.
Very fancy. I am loving this series already, and don't worry, folks, we'll be coming back every single Saturday night now with the LMUs here at Phoenix Sim Sports, and hopefully I will have another monitor so I can not have to click between so many things, but yeah. So we've got a lot of interaction in the chat this evening. Welcome along, everybody, to the stream. And we're about to get 1 hour of absolutely fantastic racing. I love that. We've got one from Impact saying, glad nobody saw me crash. Followed up with, I'm sure, was it Ben that we were following there that went into the wall? And he noted that Ben said he was going to throw everything into that last turn. He certainly did. And some. He did his best, Charles Leclerc. Honestly, I am loving this overlay. There you go, folks. So on the screen right now is your grid.
Looking pretty good, though.
It is looking very swish.
Formation lap has started.
And the formation lap starts.
It's alright. We will keep with it right now. And that actually turned out really well. So we have our starting order, folks. It is done. Bringing back our session info and our tower. We are going to go on board with our leader. It looks like it's a short formation lap as well. I could be wrong.
It is, yes.
It is?
No, it should be, I guess.
Again, folks, this is our first running at this one, so it's kind of, you know, experimental to say the least. This stream, and there we are, green light.
And
it was
it's
short.
laid out. It was short formation.
So off we go, folks. Round 5. Mr. Chachus under pressure from Poche and Louis.
And there's the slipstream. He's on the inside right now. Should getting P2, I guess. Oh, there's a slight contact, I guess, but all fine.
A little contact at the back, but it looks like everybody has got through.
Yeah.
Need to bring back up this one. We're going to go on board a little bit further back down the line with Maverick. He's down in P10 right now.
And too wide. Maybe he can attack with that slipstream, but I think he will just stay behind.
Down, and he does.
So he goes side by side, and he is P9.
That was a great move there from Maverick against Mr. Hill. We've got no change in the GT3 order by the looks of things. They've all came away very nice. Gonna go back and see what's going on here. Enrico is there. Luca is making a lovely move. We see a lot of folk going wide through the first. Lesmo's coming out the second. And it looks like everybody in GT3 is nice and clean and off. Yep. I
So
seen that
Mav
right.
needs to look now that he doesn't lose his toe and to the straight, unless he will get overtaken again by Sea Hill. Let's see if what happens. They side by side into the Parabolica. Well defended. He is far enough away, I guess. But there is another Ferrari who just overtook the Toyota.
So, yep, we're going to move back down the field now. Mr. Tachus is really already gapping. It's almost up to 2 seconds.
Man, this Cadillac is so fast.
It's really got it as we see a couple of the Ferraris a bit further back. As you saw, that was, and it still is, Maverick battling with Asetek.
And Hill.
And Hill, yeah. So a wonderful three-way battle here between the two Ferraris and the Toyota. Down Curva Grande into the first chicane. A little lock up ahead. But oh, nice and clean through there.
And a little cut there.
Hill looks to put the pressure on Maverick. Cut up the inside
not
of the first.
quite.
It was close. It was close. Looking at the gaps to leaders, I was looking at the energy as well, which is obviously the combined fuel. Well, it's a virtual thing. It's the combined fuel and hybrid energy of these LMP1s. And what I noticed is Mr. Chus is running a very light setup. He started with 60% energy supplies, so he's running a very light
really?
car by the looks of things. Yeah.
I mean, they're driving only 60 minutes. If they're pit stop they need to do? Yeah, I think so.
Yes,
Mandatory?
there is a mandatory pit stop. That is correct, because I believe the maximum stint they can do is like 40 to 45 minutes. As we see Hill going up the inside of Maverick on Parabolica and getting the line down the straight, and that is him made a place up.
He will come back.
He's going to.
Yes,
So
it's slipstream now.
this is the battle for P10.
Looks like he made it.
Yep, and Hill has taken the place. As we see someone pitting in already. Vasilopoulos.
Really?
Yep, Vasilopoulos is already in the pits.
He may have some damage.
Yep, he is in very early for the BMW M team. As we're seeing quite the gap now. Mr. Chus already has a 3-second gap ahead of Louis that we're on board with right now. See, it comes through.
He is dominating.
He is dominating. It looks like it could be 5 from 5 if he keeps this up.
Looks like close behind there, though. With Benito Luis, Ponche, and Vasiliu.
Yeah, you're very right. There's not much between these guys at all.
So the only thing to choose needs to do now is managing the pace and get good through the traffic.
That's
And
exactly
then
it.
it should be an easy win for him.
It's exactly it. So top 5 in the hypercar class, current energy levels. Tachus is on 53% remaining. Luis has 78%. Ponchette has 79%. Vasilio is on 69%. And Vor is on 79%. So we've got a lot of different strategies here.
Yeah.
And we'll just have to see how this race will pan out. We've only had 5 minutes, folks. And there's everything to play for.
How
So-
does it look for the GT3s?
GT3s, they do not use an energy system. They do not use a hybrid system.
Yeah,
so
I know. But the gap between P1 and P2 is almost like the shoes and the others.
Let's just see. It's 2.4 seconds between DeLuca and Indricio right now. So again,
Yeah.
it looks like the leaders of each class is getting quite, you know, they're making dominant progress already. As Vort is all over the back here. As he tries to push for P4. Mr. Tachus now is now gapped up to 5.5 seconds.
Oh, there's a fight between 4 GT3s in the first chicane
I
about on
see
P6.
that. We're going to go on board with that as the Mustang of Aiden tries to go down the inside of the BMW of Granada with another Mustang right behind him as well. This is tight. Oh!
There was little contact and you need to cut.
Will he give the place back though?
I don't think so.
No.
Oh, he does.
I think he's slowed enough to let the battle come back, so...
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
Oh!
Oh, that was close.
This is fantastic stuff here. Round second Lesmo in the GT3 class. This is where all the action is at the moment, folks. And this is your battle for... This will be the battle for P6 that we're looking at right now. As they all dive into Ascari.
So good. I have to say, as a guy who's driving pretty much ACC, it looks way better than on ACC.
I have to
I
agree
mean-
as well.
Even the first sound, and then the cars can drive with contacts without that one is flying away, you know?
Yeah.
So this on point, this game.
I've only had this a limited couple of days. I've never actually driven this myself. It was purely for commentating, and I am kind of jealous I'm not on track right now, because this looks like a lot of fun.
It's pretty innovative.
Hypercar pack has spread quite a little bit. There's not much going on there as we see the BMW trying to go around the outside of the Mustang, leaving the door open for Antonini, sorry, and the McLaren to go around the outside here at Curva Grande. But the BMW should have the straight line grunt coming up into the the first sets of the chicanes.
Was on the inside, but they even on the speed. I think the McLaren is a bit faster. Goes deep now. Does he make the corner?
Contact!
No, they made contact.
There was contact indeed.
But he leads him through, so fine. And now Koshinski is in front of them.
This is madness. It's just everything is going on, folks. It's all going on in the GT3s at the moment. Mr. Tachus seems to have kind of leveled things out. He's almost 6 seconds ahead now in LMP1. So he is making
He
ground.
will shortly reach the first GT3s.
We're going to quickly jump back to LMP1s because we have a big battle here for the kind of bottom spots. 9th, 10th and 11th are all battling hard.
Oh,
Hill, Asetek and Maverick all coming round the Lesmos. And as we...
such good racing, man. There's one in the gravel.
Oh, we have got one in the gravel. That looked like it could have been... I'm not entirely sure. I think it might have just been somebody going wide. It did look
Looked
like
in
it,
GT3.
yeah. I'll tell you what, we're going to nip back to this battle here in the GT3s because we have got Mr. Tachus is going in and amongst the GT3s down the start straight line. And we've got Chu going up the inside of the McLaren here, coming up into turn 1, so that's Kolinski. Chu all about the back of him. And this is getting some fantastic racing. The McLaren riding that curb hard. Not going to get any power down, any grip from that. It's going to let Chu kind of accelerate away. But this is where it's going to happen, folks, as we now see the LMPs catching up with the GT3s.
You mean the LMHs?
LMHs, yes. I keep saying it. You know what? It's because I've been watching too much Le Mans. LMHs, not LMPs.
All fine, mate. I'm here for that.
This is exactly why you're here. You're keeping me in the straight line. I'm the voice, you're the knowledge. But this is getting very spicy indeed. We'll go back.
And now the LMH is coming from behind soon.
That's
So
it.
that will be interesting.
As we're watching Maverick go back up the inside of Hill here. Those two are having a very spicy battle a little bit further back.
Yeah, and he's back on the outside. It looks like he has more energy to use, I guess, or something. Or has a bit more top speed than Maverick has.
It looks
So
like
Maverick
it.
maybe has a bit more safer setups for the corner.
It looks like Hill is really attacking the curbs as well. As he came out of a scar, he bounced the car right up and got an absolutely powerful drive here as they come up to the breaking point of Parabolica side by side. Maverick with the inside. Oh, big lock up from Hill there. And that'll let Maverick get a little bit away.
If I would be Hill or Mav, I would try to fight. I would leave him overtake and pick up the pace again to get back to the to the cars in front. I guess because they're losing only time.
That's exactly. Look at this battle here for P3 at the moment. This is very tight between Ponchette, Wart, Basilio, and also not too far up the road is Louis. Making their way through traffic again, coming up to the first Lesmo. GT3 drivers just being smart and going wide at the same time.
They don't need to get out of the way. The LMHs need to pass the GT3 safely. So it's not like a blue flag scenario between GT3s. So
that's very right.
They just stay on their line.
Because in this series, ladies and gents, you've basically got two races on the same track. So they have their own sets of rules and regulations. As you see Wart giving Indricio a little bit of a flash just to say, hey, I'm coming through. But down the straights, there is no way he was not going to get past him there.
I quite like multi-class racing by myself. We did some multi-class racing on another community in AC, and we are driving LMP2 cars.
Ooh.
So it's a bit more stressful because you have fast cars behind you and you need to guide cars from GT3s. It's quite challenging sometimes, but it is fun.
I agree, I'm quite a fan of multi-class racing myself. It is rather interesting, especially when I was running other communities when it was GT3s and GT4s on track. That made for some interesting racing for sure, as we're still back on board with this battle here for P9, P10 between Maverick and Hill. So coming up against traffic, and Maverick had the better line there with the GT4s on track. Looks like there's a good battle in the GT3s as well for that top spot.
Amazing.
Whoa, we just see the Mustang in the background. Just, that's Hill! Hill has had a big one.
The replay.
Do I have a replay?
What happened there?
I don't have a replay button.
I have.
You've got a replay button. I don't have a replay button.
Yeah, when you have the normal HUD on, you can click on replay. You can switch between live and replay.
Yeah, unfortunately I don't get that option, but that gives me an idea for next week. Thank you very much. You've given me an idea for next week, so we'll implement some extra things.
There. I keep you updated.
Oh, watch one of the BMWs going very wide, coming out of a scurry there.
Big slide.
Big slides indeed. That was a bit further up the road, so I'm assuming, yep.
Oh! It looked like he was not afraid that there's a corner and just forgot to brake, and he just managed to miss Mav there.
Tom Schoenborn went wide, heavy braking there at Ascari, and he has lost a couple of positions there due to that.
That's unfortunate for him.
Yeah, it looked like he just went a little bit hot there, locked the front brakes up, and the car was very, very, very unsettled as we try to see him. He's trying to make it back.
He has still the chance for a podium, especially when there's pit stop with changing tires.
That's it, and we've still got 45 minutes, well 44 minutes of this race to go, so, you know, we're still very much early doors here, folks. As we are going to quickly have a little look back here to our hypercar class on board with Wart. So he's chasing the back of Ponchet, and he is all over the back of him.
Also, there's a fight between 3 McLarens right now on the GT3 class.
Oh, you are right.
But let's go first look between P3 and 4.
Yep, there seems to be a little bit of a gap there that has emerged. We are going to switch back to the McLarens here. They're having a little rumble coming through the Lesmos.
The Cadillac may have to Tono to try move. Oh no, he backed off, so let's look at McLaren.
Let's see what happens as they come up to Ascari. Some fantastic camera angles here, getting a real show of the pace of the cars, and that's something I'm enjoying. You're getting a real feel of how fast these things actually are.
Yeah, it's way better made than in other simulations.
I will admit, I got my first taste of it at the Nürburgring. I didn't realise how fast these things were till they went past us on the start-finish straight, and wow, they are not
really?
sluggish. Oh yeah. I did the Nordschleife Langstrasse in 2022.
The NLS.
Yes, I went in 2022,
Ah.
and it was round 6 I went to. I still have my VIP pass sat next to me in my display cabinet. Got a bit.
Nordschleife is such a lovely track.
It was a life goal to get there. I got there, and I still smile just thinking about it. Best day
That's
ever.
nice to hear.
I'd do it again as we're watching 3 McLarens. Oh. Antonini
And there's
pushed
a
wide.
mistake.
Oh, contact between
Oh,
Madsen and Kokozinski. I'm going to get butchered for that pronunciation, but there's some door banging.
Oh.
There is some major door banging going on. And this is the most closest. Oh, this is the closest battle on track as at the moment, folks. Watching 3 McLarens battle it out, and what looks like. Yeah, that's right. This is for P9 in class.
And because of the fight, there is the SSG Aiden Mustang is gaining a bit on them, so maybe it's a fight between P12 and P8.
You're right, and I'm
P9,
wondering
I
what
guess.
happened to Aiden, because he had a very solid start up at the front.
Made some mistake in his race. I don't know.
Yeah, something's happened to him at some point during the race. We've seen him drop to P12 and last in the field. Craig
Or
Hill.
did he make?
Craig Hill has
This-
retired from the race, unfortunately.
Yes. The damage was maybe just too much for the. He had a pretty bad impact on Lesmo 1.
Yeah, that was a big hit on the Toyota, and unfortunately, that is the end of his race. It's sad to see.
But he's also retired. The BMW V8 lap H also retired after lap 4.
Ah, you're right, yep. According to my board, we have 2 DNFs at the moment, which is Craig Hill and Evangelos Cortes. We have contact between Coco Zilinki and Madsen. I'm going to get butchered for that pronunciation, but yeah, that was some heavy contact between the McLarens there at turn 1. Which sees Madsen pointing the wrong direction.
I see it will be a longer Stewart session. One day, I guess.
I have a feeling they're going to be very, very busy this week. A lot of action between the MX-5 Cup, the ACC World Challenge, and now the Le Mans Ultimate Challenge. Yeah. Stewards are going to be paid overtime this week. I am absolutely sure of it.
What, we are getting paid?
I never said that. It's not contracted. You never heard that.
Busted.
busted indeed. We're on board with P4 now. Oh, caught him as he goes really wide coming out of Ascari and loses a place to his own board. Oh,
And he's back on the podium then.
that's
No, he's
P4 at the moment. Yep. So yeah, that was the curse of the commentator. Yeah, again, apologies. I need to stop doing that to people.
So the fastest lap right now on the LMH is obviously Chamblin with 136.0. About 7 tenths faster than P2 and P3.
Who is having a great battle with Wart at the moment.
Yeah, he's the second fast car on the track right now, Ben Ward. He did a 36.537. Let's go on to the live timing. He is a bit faster than Pronket, about 4 tenths. And he may have the opportunity to make a move right now, but he backs off again.
Yep, he's being smart. He's playing the long game. We've still got lots of time in this race left to go. 38 minutes remaining. So we've done 20. I'm just going to have to see what we're doing. So I'm going to have a little look now. We're still on energy remaining. I never did change that back. This is the problem with only having 2 monitors, not 3. So Mr. Tachus, our current leader, is down to 20% energy. So I think he's looking...
He's backing off a bit right now. He's not the fastest car anymore with a 38.4.
It looks like he's on a bit of a management.
Traffic.
Could be, yep. Bit of management maybe going because he's on low energy, looking to get to the end of his stint. Because I believe it is a 30-second stop-go penalty if you exceed your energy limit during your stint.
It could be. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with this rulebook, to be honest.
I'm just trying to remember what was very hastily said to me just before we got the stream going this evening. I believe it is a 30-second stop-go penalty if you exceed your energy limits. So basically what you're seeing on screen there, folks, that percentage marker, you want to pit in before that gets to 0, or you're going to have a very bad time and a very long stop in the pits, which will ruin your race. As we're watching Ponchet, Wart behind, and they're right behind Louis. That gaps came down.
Yeah, he lost some time. He's also not going the fastest lap at the moment.
No, that's... look up there! That's not going to be
Maybe
doing
now the
anything.
opportunity for the Cadillac.
Oh no!
Oh, no! He gets blocked. That's unfortunate for him.
It does, but that is the joys of racing. You just got to come and go. I'm going to go back just a quick brief second. Well, I'm not going to go back, but I'm going to notice something has happened down the field which has seen Maverick go from P10 to P6.
Oh, really? Let me check that then. Maybe
Yes, something's happened where he is...
he is the GOAT.
Something's happened between... Oh, we've got boxers, we've got folks in the pits. That is why we've already got folks in the pits. So Zabora is in the pits.
Okay, let's
Frantek's
see
in the
what happens.
pits. Anyone else boxing in? Nope.
Oh, okay, wait, let me check. Who's spun out there? I think there was a contact with an McLaren GT3, which costed the guys in front of him a bit time in the second chicane.
Not so good. That is a bit infuriating, but Maverick there, the big winner out of all that, gaining several places. As watching this continued battle, we've noticed Schoenborn, after that little hold up at T1 with the hypercars, he has dropped right back because he was in contention for a podium and now finds himself P6.
Ah, I see. Oh, okay. Give me 1 second. I just look what happened here. He's P10. He just overtook P9 then, and P9 made a mistake. He had some luck with the traffic though. Yeah, he had some luck with the traffic.
Sometimes that's all it takes in these kind of races, is just a bit of lady luck on your shoulder, you know, and you'll gain massively from it. current gap now in the hypercar class is Tichus is leading Louis by almost 13 seconds now. 25 minutes gone. And we'll be expecting some pit-ins very soon. This battle between Ponchet and Wohler is still ongoing. Louis is not too far up the road either. So this could be a race-long battle, just depending on pit-in strategies, whether they're going to change tyres or not.
They just passed the P1 leading car from the GT3 class, so they have some space now to fight. Let's see what they can make out of it.
Sounds good. We'll stay on board with them then. Closest battle on the road at the moment is one that you are viewing, folks, bar a battle between Andrea Siviero and Gabriel Granata in the GT3s. They're having a bit of a battle, but nowhere near as close as the one that we're experiencing now. Again, this is overall a battle for P2.
And it looks like the Porsche is getting a bit more pace out of the car right now, because the gap is getting bigger behind the between that Cadillac and that Porsche. May is the toe between the car in front of him, but I think he's not close enough for some slipstream.
I have to agree with you there. It's just a little bit back, but not by much. As they come down to Ascari once again, the heavy braking. Oh, a bit of a lock-up from Louis in front. I think he'll start to feel a little bit of the pressure of the cars behind him now, because that gap is coming down. And we're down to 0.4 of a second between Louis and Ponchet. And then Wart is just a further 0.4 behind that as well. So you've got less than a second between these three cars as they round Parabolica.
Porsche may be using a bit more energy, and Ward is into the pits, I think.
So he
Yeah,
is taking an early pit.
Maybe he tries the undercut. It's a bit more more challenging because you have no tire blankets. So it's always better to pit early when you think you're faster, because when the other guy comes back on the track, he has cold tires, and you have the opportunity to overtake him with nice heated up tires.
That
Sometimes.
is the thing. It's all down to if you are going to pit or not. Not pit, sorry, change your tires, because
Oh,
you don't
little
need to.
ball banging. And this is losing some time right now if they fight. I forgot his name. The red Cadillac will gain from that.
Oh. I was just looking to see why Schoenborn had dropped down, and there's a lot of damage to the front of that Mustang, so he's had contact somewhere along the line. So who was battling for P3 is now down into P10 and carrying damage to the front of that car. He's not having a great race. Yeah. You can see there on the camera right now a very dented Mustang.
He made a mistake in Lesmo 1. Touched the grass on the outside and then just turned into the barrier on the right.
Oh, unfortunate, but easily done. I mean, I've done it myself several times. Running Monza.
I feel
As
the
we
pain.
see, our leader is in the pits. Tichus is in the pits. Which now means Louis and Ponchet are your current leaders.
And fighting for the podium.
They are indeed. So things are going to get real good coming into the second half of this race. There's the Maverick now inheriting P4 out of that. Car number 50.
I think he will pit soon too. I don't know how his energy is. I don't see that actually because I don't have that overlay. But I see the live timing, and
yeah,
it's pretty close.
He is down to 8%. So Mav is down to 8% energy. So he's going to have to pit in real soon. Louis, our leader, is currently on 30%. Poncet is 29%. Vasiliu is down to... Oh, Mav cuts the corner there. Squiggly under the braking. not so good. So as I said, Vasiliu is 20% and Vor is 26%. So it's
Okay,
definitely
so
pit stop territory.
Yeah, so the cut system is a bit different like in other games. It's not like you have 3 warnings like in ACC. You have a bank account of points. You have of penalty points, for example. And if you lift up, you get less points on the bank account. I think that explains it easy. If you cut and you don't lift, you get in drive-through sometimes.
Yeah, they are a little bit more forgiving, as you said. If you let off and you kind of, let that time come back, the time that you gained, then they won't really get at you. And I do believe as well is on the longer sessions, to say, for example, if we were doing a 12-hour session, your penalty points are based on the driver, not the car. I could be wrong, though. It could be the other way around. But I'm
not sure, but it could be.
I think when the driver gets out, the points are reset. But don't quote me on that one. I'm probably wrong. Someone with the rulebook will get in chat and go, Paddy, you're an idiot. You're wrong. So if I am, please let me know. Just so I can call myself an idiot. As we are on board now with... Oh! We're on Silviero as... yeah.
P1 and P2 are still fighting for that lead at the moment.
They are, and it's getting a bit closer. Ponche has closed another 10th in on the back of Louis.
Yeah, he did. But he isn't that... He looks a bit faster, but he isn't as fast that he can pass him. It looks like that a bit.
I don't think Wart pitted, and he is dropped back behind Maverick. So I think he's had an accident somewhere.
Maybe he's run or something? Let me check.
I would think so. Okay, Maverick is down to 4%, so he is going to have to pit in this lap.
The next 2 or 3 laps, maybe, or 1 or 2.
Well, looking at the current judgment, he is running about 3-4% a lap, so he's going to have to box this lap, or he's going to receive a stop-go penalty for exceeding his energy limit.
So Ward was all the time behind him. He made at the beginning some mistake, I guess.
It must have been a mistake, yeah. And I called it. Mavericks is in the pits, so he was listening. And he is in the box.
Okay, let's see. Let's look at the GT3s then. Yeah, there's quite a gap between P1 and P2 still. With Ednes, Tetemir and Gianluca De Luca.
That's right, De Luca. There is a 17.5-second gap between P1 and P2 in GT3, and then it's 9.5 seconds further back to Gabriele Granata. So, very lonely race up at the front of GT3.
Yeah, and Granata is fighting with Silviero right now. So there's quite a gap between them, but they're close enough to get some slipstream.
That is right, and it's going to be a good little battle. It is one of the closest ones on track. We're down to 0.8 of a second between them. Antonini is just under a second behind Chu for P7 and P8 and GT3 as well. So that could be a battle to look out for. Otherwise, the rest of the field spread is pretty normal. We've got some pretty big gaps there. Couple of close ones, but we're looking at, an average of about 10-second gaps all through the field at the moment. But again, not everybody has hit the pits.
That's right.
We're going to have a quick look at energy again. So, 21% energy remaining for Louis and P1. So yet to pit, there's Ponce. 20%. Vasilio is 11%, so he is going to have to pit in the next 2-3 laps. Vort is 18%, so he's got about 5-6 laps remaining before he must pit. And then P5 already.
Made some mistakes, I guess, or is lifting.
And yeah, lifting coasting is another way to save energy, especially if you want to extend that stint. We have our current, well, what will be leader once the pit stops have gone through to choose 56%. We're over the halfway mark, so he has got plenty in the tank to make it to the end with sticking his foot all the way to the floor. Very dominant
So
display.
I think at this point Ben Ward is already past Benito Luis and Antoine Pochet. He is on the last lap. He is clearly faster than the other two guys. Maybe he's already past them when the other guys are pitting. That's interesting.
It looks like it would seem the strategy at the moment. Again, field spread is looking pretty good. But we will wait to see these guys when they dive in. So we're going to have a little look at the board, see who has stopped. Yep, the only one in the top 5 to stop in the hypercar class is to choose. None of the top 5 in the GT3s have stopped. So
Oh really? Yeah.
I'm
right.
pretty sure they are not required to stop, because they do not run an energy system.
Yeah, but I think there's still a mandatory pit stop for them because Enrico and Falabrino are stopped pitting right now.
Well, we'll definitely have to get some confirmation on that one, but you could very much well be right. You don't really
Let me
need
look into the rulebook.
That's it. You grab the rule book. It would be good if we'd had time to read this beforehand, but, you know, we're just going off a win this evening, and I think we're doing all right.
Yeah, just let me look.
Another thing is tyre changes are not really something we will see much here. These tyres are designed for 2-3 hour stints, so an hour around Monza. As much as you might feel it towards the end of the stint, you're still going to have plenty of rubber on those wheels to get you around safely. So I can't see many folk stopping to change tyres. It'll just be the mandatory 30-second stop. But on board with our current leader Louis, yet to stop in the Toyota. Lovely looking machine, and just behind him we have Antoine Ponchet. And there is 7 tenths between them now, between the Toyota and the Porsche.
So I just looked at the rulebook, and there is no particular rule set for pit stops.
Right.
They may explain it in the briefing, but I'm not quite sure. I will ask Neff after the race. So.
What we'll have for next week, folks, is a designated understanding of what we're doing here in the commentary box this week. At the moment, we're just sitting there watching cars go around with smiles on our faces.
Yeah. Basically, yes.
But we have got ourselves a fantastic line. P3 in the hypercar class, Vasilio must pit this lap. He is down to 4% energy, so he must pit this lap or face a 30-second stop-go penalty. I keep saying 30-second stop-go penalty. I could be absolutely wrong, but I'm pretty sure I heard that in my brief
Well, the thing
moment
is,
of
right
passing.
now, guys who pitted early have a bit more load on the car. Or had a bit more load on the car, and if they switching tires,
Big if.
Guys, the guys in front of them who already pitted having a bit more tire wear than the guys who are pitting right now, like Vasilou just do right now.
Yep, very true. So I thought that 4% he's dived into the box. Is Wart going to follow? Is he going to stretch another lap? Because he is running 9% battery. He's going to go for another run. So he'll have to pit this lap.
He needs to do this, yeah.
And this is going to promote. Yep, this is going to really push to choose back up to where he is on track, officially P1. He is P4 on track right now, but once pit stops are done, he is going to be P1. So we're going to go.
Quite a cut from Pochnet here on the Ascari, but should be fine. And he's going wide on the exit too.
Yep, just caught that very wide.
So let's see if they go for another lap or pitting now. I think they will stop right now.
I think they've still got
Maybe.
a couple more laps in them. They might want to keep things really fresh for a very last minute sprint. Let me just, oops, wrong button. Almost opened up my email. in
That's
front
your
of the world.
outlook.
Yep, let's not do that. Unfortunately, when I have to use overlays, we have to go into windowed mode, so sometimes some people get to see my... Don't worry, nothing dodgy there, folks, I promise you that.
Oh!
That was a squiggle. Yep. So we're going to have a little look. Okay, so who needs to pit in this lap? Vort needs to pit in this lap. Ponchette maybe has 2 laps left, but it would be safe for him to pit at the end of this one. Louis, about the same. They're running 8 and 7% power respectively, with Wart on 6%. Wart is in the pits. This will promote to choose up to P3 on the road.
And Math is back to P9. So
Oh, I forgot. We have 2 Warts, don't we? The Wart brothers.
yeah, we have Ryan, the Ward brother. One is driving the Ferrari, and one is driving the Cadillac.
I was confused there because I swear I saw one of them going to the pits the lap before, and I'm like, but he's still on track. Okay, right, we figured it out. There's brothers. We have brothers.
Yeah, so Ben Ward pitted pretty early.
That's right. Yep.
He's challenging for the podium. He may already pass them by undercutting the
Oh!
P1 to you.
We have got a move
happened
from
there?
Ponchette and Louis. They got caught behind the GT3 back marker coming through Parabolica, and he's made the move.
Such a
Beautiful.
lovely move.
Absolutely fantastic as they come to, who's going to dive into the pits? Okay, Louis dives into
He's
the
in.
pits.
So what Porsche now needs to do is nail this in lap. To
But
get
he does, but he's got to be careful. He's only on 5% energy, so he might have to do
I think that's enough.
I think you're right. I think it's 3-4% a lap here. I don't really know, but we'll find out very quickly.
Let's see. I'm right now on the onboard, so I see the gap in the data to his best lap on the dashboard, and he is on par with his fastest lap right now.
So he is going all guns blazing right now. DeLuca has hit the pits in GT3, so it looks like you're right. They are mandatory stopping as well. Going to have a little look down to GT3. Is there any battles on track right now?
Porsche may have a bit of traffic on the Ascari entry, but he managed to pass him before it.
Yep.
And the other car should be on the exit.
Yeah, he got that very nice. Passed one before he entered and passes the other as he exits.
Very lucky there. He lost a bit of about 3 trims there, but still good in lap, I guess.
That's it. And he'll be diving into the pits about now. He should be diving into the pits.
Yeah.
And
he's
there he
going.
goes. He's going to lock up and hit the pit limiter in time. He does lovely stuff.
So is he coming out in front of Luis?
This will be...
That's the question now. Oh, Ward is still behind Luis. He made some mistakes.
Oh.
About 4 seconds, so his undercut didn't quite work, I guess. Maybe he had some bad traffic.
Maybe.
That's
We're
unfortunate.
going to go on board with Louis right now, and we're going to see, is he going to come out just ahead of
Porsche
Ponchette?
is
Yeah.
running right now.
So he's coming round Parabolica.
He's heading towards the pit exit right now. So Cruchon did pass him.
Yep.
This is getting interesting.
So down across the
Yeah,
line.
he is quite the gap.
That is a big gap. A fantastic in-lap then from Ponchette.
But now he has the disadvantage because of cold tires.
Indeed. Again, can't really tell if there was a change of tyres, but still being stationary for that 30 seconds. It will cool them down. Gap now between those two is 1.8 seconds. So it was before the pit lane 6/10. So it looks like Ponchette has managed to pull a 1.2 second gap there. in
Maybe
Louis skipping the
Louis-
chicane.
Yeah, maybe Louis did a mistake on the pit entry. Maybe he stopped not probably.
Well, this is
Could
making me
be
wonder.
happen.
The gap between Titus and Ponchet is now only 5.7 seconds. Did
That's
these...
because they're pushing all the way. They're fighting the complete race, and they're driving 100%. I think the shoes just managed to pace a bit. So if he sees right now, oh, it's only 6 seconds, I think he will pick up the pace again.
Maybe so. We're going to jump on board with one of the Wart brothers in the Ferrari with Maverick right behind him in P9.
Oh yeah, you're right.
As they come through the Lesmo number 1, coming through the second Lesmo now. Got to admit that Ferrari looks absolutely stunning. Better drive at the second Lesmos from Wart. Not so much for Mav. And they'll gap him nicely before they even hit Ascari. Yeah, it's an absolute stunning motor. We are down to 13 minutes, folks. And our current race leader, Titus, is 6.5 seconds ahead of Ponchet, who is 9/10 ahead of Louis. So that gap is coming down already as Louis has cut the chicane again before the first Lesmo. So he's done that a couple laps in a row now. And, stuck behind traffic. That will not be helping as we see one of the LMP1s running off there. That is Vasilopoulos down in P11, currently 3 laps behind the leaders and 2 laps behind P10. So not having the best of runs today, but still going, which is good to see. As we're having a little look at the GT3 lineup. Nothing.
Oh, we
really
almost
going-
forget the GT3s.
Could never forget the GT3s. There's not much going in the way of battling there, but our current leader, DeLuca, is 21 seconds ahead
he's
of
dominating.
Citremer, who is then a further 9 seconds ahead of Granata. So a big gap at the front of the GT3s right now.
So what happened to Enrico? He was quite far ahead, and now he's back on P6.
Yeah, it does. Looks like he's been in a bit of the wars, perhaps. Just gonna have a wee look at the car, see if we can see any kind of signs of any visible damage, but not really seeing anything.
Oh, maybe he just did a mistake or something, but
Yeah.
his lap times are not that bad though.
So you're right. He's probably
He's
had a little
doing-
spin or something.
He's doing 52 mids, which does the P1 car too, so should be fine. We had 10 minutes left into the this race, by the way.
Yeah, it's
And
gonna
this is
be
going fast.
amazing.
Oh, that slip.
As we see one of the
But the
hypercars.
shoes is picking up the pace a bit right now,
It
as I
is.
said.
And that lap and a half alone, he's already gained about a second. Ponchet behind. Maybe he's listening to us and he's like, alright then, boys, I'll show you what a fast lap is. And he is dominating, looking for 5 wins out of 5. Can anyone take him off his perch this season, or is he going to go for an absolute super glory, win everything? You know, I don't know what they would call that. You know, a clean sweep, would it be? We've still got
Quite
5.
interesting though.
It is. We've still got 5 races to go after this, I believe, so still plenty of time for something to happen in this championship. But at the moment, Titus is walking away with this one, just like he is walking away from this race. Current gap to P2 is 6.7 seconds and increasing.
Oh, and Andrew Taggart, Matt, sorry,
Big Mav.
is gaining on Ryan Ward here.
You're right. 4/10 gain since the last time we looked at him. And remember, folks, if you're interested in joining this league, we've got plenty of spaces. You know, if you want to get on track with us, either find us on SimGrid, where you look for Phoenix Sim Sport, or check out the Discord link in the Twitch information below, because we have got plenty of series for you to join in. It's not only Le Mans Ultimate, we have Assetto Corsa Competizioni's World Challenge. We have some WRC as well. That is very spicy. Listen. So, we have a BMW going sideways and round.
Commentator's curse.
Who was that? Oh, it's
That was
Enrico.
Enrico.
No!
No.
We've cursed him so bad. He's never going to speak to me again after this. It's the second race in a row I've done that to him. Yeah, where was I? So, we've got some WRC, there's some F1, ACC is our main championship with the World Challenge. We have Le Mans Ultimate, which we are hoping to grow and turn into one of our main championships. We have the
Patches F4 Cup in AC and the MX5 Cup in AC, I guess.
Right, yep. And so we've done the Tatus as well. Yeah, we've got quite a lot going on here at Phoenix Sim, and if you're interested in any of those, come join us. We've got plenty of spots going, as on board with Anthony Lee, as we went past somebody in the gravel trap there.
Oh, okay. That happens quite often today.
It does. We just seem to be like passing things and going, oh, there's somebody off.
Oh, yeah.
Gap at the front
So
now between between Tachus and Ponchette is now up to 8.2 seconds. So Tachus very much going about his own way.
Yeah, he's about 1.3 seconds faster right now. 1.2. So he's just dominating the competition again.
As he's running away with this race, and as it stands, running away with the championship as well. Is there anyone that is going to be able to stop him? I'm going to jump back.
Oh, I think Ben Ward made last lap a mistake. He just was 10 seconds slower than the lap before.
You're right, because he was only about a second behind Louis, and he's now 11 seconds behind him, so you're spot on there. And his brother's under pressure from Maverick at the moment as well, going for P8 as they come up to traffic at Lesmo 1. That gap wasn't there. Maverick had to back off behind the BMW.
Oh, that's unfortunate for him.
Which is then allowed Wart to just gain a little bit more ground on him.
I love these Cadillac sound, man.
That's right. We're going to go on board with.
So good.
Yep, going to go on board here with Mr. Tachus, so we can get a bit of that lovely noise. I'm sure if I press a button here, I can change the camera angle. Which one is it? Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. That
F1,
one.
F2, and F3. You can switch between these.
Ah, it's home and end for this on my one for the spectator, so
Okay.
just to
Okay,
confuse you even more.
For me, it's F1, F2, and F3.
Nothing like a bit of confusion to keep you going, but yeah, you're right, that Cadillac is sounding lovely on board with Tachus at the moment as he absolutely thunders his way through Ascari. You can see on the dashboard, and this is something that I like to see as well, current fastest lap 1:36.0.
It's his best lap. The fastest lap from the LMHs is Chris Vasiliou with an 35.8.
Squiggly coming out of there, but he's got it fired. Look at how fast. We're going to stay on board here, and we're just going to see the speed difference between these hypercars and the GT3s. And it's just night and day as Tachus just flies down, hits the braking marker. See you later. Oh, a bit deep into turn one there.
Did a slide there.
He's lost 6/10 over his fastest time just in that first corner alone. Very notorious it is for losing speed there, but it's not going to bother him too much with the gap that he has. 33 laps completed now, folks.
So, Watt just spun out in the last corner in the Parabolica. Braked a bit too hard, and the rear overtook his front. So, luckily he has no damage. He just went into the gravity trap.
We're talking about B Wart and not R Wart.
Yeah, B Ward.
This is where the confusion this season is going to rhyme between us, between the Ward brothers.
But
So-
the big question is now, we have 4 minutes left. Can Benito Luis gain back his second place?
Let's see, there's a bit of a gap and there is some traffic to contend with well coming through Iscari. It's still on for a podium at the moment, but yeah, he has dropped back a little bit. The gap is now 1.7 seconds to P2, with a further 8.5 seconds up front to choose. So,
And we have a battle between P3 and P4 in the GT3 class.
we do
I
indeed.
guess.
That's getting spicy. Severo and Granata are going at it. In the hypercar class, we have Ryan Vort and Maverick are pretty much nose to tail on them as well. So all the battles are kicking off. P7 in the GT3s. Tom Schoenborn is only just ahead of Mattia Antolini. It's about a second there as Antolini was in the pits actually, so a very late pit stop. Very late
you're right.
indeed. I wonder if he'll try and look for a fastest lap then on the final go. 3 minutes and 20 seconds remain. What has been a very action-packed and entertaining first stream here of Le Mans Ultimate.
Oh, he goes a bit wide.
It does on Phoenix Sim Sport. I'm very much looking forward to next week already. You're going to go on board quickly with Maverick because he is all over the back of War, but equal machinery. So it's down to the slipstream, and the gap just unfortunately wasn't there.
But he has a toe, so maybe when he gets a better run through the Parabolica, he can attack him.
He can, but we're at the lap at the moment. Curver Grande coming up to the first section of chicane. Rest la posta? I'm not even going to
I don't know it. I only know. I always name it second chicane.
Second chicane. I definitely know the Lesmos, that's for sure, and that's where we're coming up to now as Wart is gapped up a little bit, but
and he gets
encountering
blocked.
traffic. Yep, so that is allowed Maverick back into it. Is Luca going to stay out the way? Remember, he is battling for his own win in GT3 right now. And he just gives him a little flash. But that has
But that
increased the
looked
gap.
fine. It looked like a bad dive or something, which you can expect. We at the end of January we did 24 hours of Daytona,
That's right.
and some of these LMHs dive pretty hard, even if we are better on the brakes in the LMP2s.
That's right.
That was
Well,
quite scary sometimes, but this is how it is sometimes. This is in multi-class endurance racing.
And this is what makes it the most exciting motorsport, I can say personally, on the planet. As on board with Granata, we are running very low on time here, just over a minute of the race to go. And we're on board with Granata as he is all over the back of Severio for P3 in class. Let's see if there's going to be any last minute dives for the podium.
Let's see where the shoes is.
Where
I
is
think
he?
it's one more lap. He's now in the Parabolica.
Yep, he'll
One
be
more lap after it.
on to the final lap indeed.
Or is it 60 minutes plus one lap? I'm not sure. I think it's 60 minutes.
I'm going to go on board with him right now. We're going to follow to choose on board for this. As you said, hopefully we'll figure out if it's the last lap or not.
Yeah.
Wait to see what my little overlay says.
Still 30 seconds.
Oh, this car sounds absolutely wonderful. Coming through Curva Grande down to the corner that none of us know the name of properly. We'll call it the chicane.
The second chicane.
The second chicane. Coming up to the bit I do know. Lesmo 1.
Oh, Severo spins.
Oh no!
That's unfortunate for him. I'm not sure if there was contact with LMH. Let me check. Let me check.
Does look like a little bit of damage to the front of that BMW. Oh, he's coming together with that. Yeah, the hypercar. Vasilio, yeah.
Yeah.
There was some contact between those two. Naughty, naughty. But we're going around the last corner with Mr. Tachus here. We caught that one. Parabolica. Is it going to be?
Yeah, he's gone by himself. So
It
no
is.
contact there.
And that is it.
Tissues
Checkered
for the
flag.
5th time.
Wow, 5 out of 5. What a race by Tachus.
It's domination. But not the fastest lap. The fastest lap goes to Chris Vasilou with a 35.695.
Oh,
So he improved by that again.
excellent, fantastic.
So Panchet is 2nd and Benito Luis is 3rd. It's the 2nd or 3rd time he's on the podium, I guess. Let me check in my keynotes. No, it's the 4th time he's on the podium this season. Pretty good for him.
That is a pretty good running, yeah. Right, let me just... I'm going to follow on board with... Let's see, we got a nice angle of De Luca here.
Last corner, Awad and Mev are going into the Parabolica now. But I think Mev won't make it.
It's just a little bit too far behind, but what a battle those two have had for this race. P8 and P9 respectively. What a show those guys have put on.
Looked like a good race for both of them.
And we're on board with our GT3 leader right now, De Luca, as he comes down the final straight after exiting Ascari nice and clean. As we come up to the braking point around about here for Parabolica. So he takes it nice and easy around the last corner. Would you believe it? He has an 89-second lead.
Yeah, because he drove one more lap more than the others.
That's
the
right.
others came.
He had to do a bit extra,
Got
that's
catched
right.
by Tissues.
Again, this is half the confusing bit about multi-class racing, is trying to figure out when everybody's actually finished.
Yeah, that's right.
But that does
So-
look like everyone's
All-
finished.
Yeah, all are through the checkered flag.
This allows me to put up the hypercar results on screen for you folks. So after 37 laps, it was Tachus is your winner from Poncet in P2, Louis in P3, Vort in P4, Basiliu P5, Cisbora P6, Stukak P7, Wart P8, Tagat in P9, or Maverick, and Franzitek in P10. And we'll quickly...
And Vasilopoulos on P11.
And we'll quickly throw into your top 10 there for your GT3. So, Gianluca De Luca, 33 laps done and won very comfortably. Satremia in the Ford, P2. We're going to get some I'm going to get scolded later on for the pronunciation, don't worry. Granata, P3 in the BMW. That's Severo, P4. Chu in P5. Falabrino, P6. Schoenborn, P7. And it is Antonioni. That's a tongue twister. MP8 in the McLaren. Indrizio, unfortunate. P2 to start with, ends up P9 by the end of it. And Coco Zinzinki rounding out the top 10. But
Aiden just got and got punted. He just wrote into the chat.
I
That's
see that.
unfortunate.
is
Hello.
unfortunate. Hello, how are we all doing? Welcome to the comms boxes.
Hello.
What a race that was.
Congrats to the 5th win.
Oh,
Oh, thank you.
indeed. 5 out of 5.
Five win, 5 win in a row.
Are you going to let anybody else
Yeah.
win?
Back
No,
to back to back to back to back to back or something like that.
I think we should just start him at the back of the grid for every single race from now on, just to make it a little bit more
No, not trying that. Like,
fantastic.
there's a guy called Antoine who traumatized me last season. So no, I'm not gonna. If you want me to do last two first in tattoos in F1, I can do that, but not now in RMU. I want to do a perfect season. I will take the ball, not want to ruin any of my chance.
And also congrats to P1 in our in the GT3 class to Gianluca De Luca. I think he doesn't want to talk.
I don't think so.
Think he,
No,
did he
he's-
realize that he got moved?
He's just here. He's like, he's just quietly accepting it now. So I'm going to have to. Oh, didn't realize it would kick me out the server so quickly. You know, everything that happens. So we'll just have to change about some streamy things. And what I'll do then is, while we're just having our post-race interviews, just to remind you folks, we are in partnership with Asetek Sim Sports. Nip to the store, grab some absolutely top-level sim gear, and enter Phoenix Sim Sport for a 5% discount. Right, back to the post-race briefing. Wohler, do you have some questions for our gentlemans?
I have nothing prepared. Do you have some?
Oh god, I always do this. Okay, so Dechoose, talk us through 5 out of 5 victories.
5 victories. I hope I can get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Are you going for that
If I
clean
can do a
sweep?
perfect season. Yeah.
Do you think it's
But
possible?
sorry, what?
Do you think it's possible? 10 polls, 10 wins?
Yeah, obviously.
I like the confidence. And how do you feel about the race today? Was it easy going? Did you have any moments where you thought, oh, it might get a bit tricky?
Yeah, it was good at the start. When I think the first pack of 83 was scary. Because like, you don't do see that in the stream. In Parabolica, I was stuck behind I think a McLaren, and there was a BMW at the right, going the same speed as McLaren. I was kind of stuck, so I had to push it a bit, make some contact for McLaren, for the BMW, just to overtake both of them and squeeze it to the between
They were
between the other.
sandwiched, right? I think
Sorry?
the Parabolica. On the exit of the Parabolica, you got sandwiched or something, I guess.
Ah, it didn't got damaged.
Ah,
No,
is
no.
that what it was?
You drove just between, through the, in the middle of them on the straight.
Yeah, I drove between.
Yeah, we saw
the
that.
middle of them.
That was quite interesting.
Yeah, it was the Euro Cadillac.
But how did you feel about the traffic this race? Was it easy to pass or
Yeah,
annoying?
actually it was more tricky for the to overtake some of hypercar. I've got a BMW, it's like a blue flag a couple of times. It was tricky for the 2 time. But yeah, the issue was quite good actually. It was I thought it was gonna be worse than the previous race, but it was actually good. And yeah, but in the second stint it was tricky. My tire, I was feeling my tire downgrading, getting worse lap after lap. Sliding some of the corner. I've got 5 laps in a row was invalid because I got off the track.
Oh, that then.
I've made too much mistake, because like I saw Chris doing fastest lap, I was like, why not? We're not doing the same thing. So I was pushing. I was not about doing too much mistake, and that's kind of ruin your confidence when you do too much mistake. Because you like lap after lap, you're doing mistake, and you thinking that if I do a bigger mistake, I will end the race, but I want the fastest lap. So much things that go inside my mind at this moment. That I just drive carefully, finish right, bring it home, and that work. Still alive.
Still
Still
alive.
managed to win.
That's it. Still alive and with 5 victories out of 5, looking for the Queen sweep this season. So congratulations to Chus. Again, what a
Yep.
run. Going on to DeLuca, winner of our GT3 class. Welcome along to the combox.
I received a DM from him. His microphone not working.
Oh, darn. Okay, we'll just say that you really enjoyed the race, you dominated, and we want to see you back next week to do the same, hopefully. But fantastic racing from you, DeLuca, today. I don't think I saw any faults at all. You didn't really get much cam time because you just did your own thing.
Yeah.
It was great. So we'll quickly move on to Oddish then. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the comms. Explain, have
Thank
a
you.
little natter about your race. How do you feel it went?
It went really well. I'm not the greatest at qualifying, so I think I drove very consistently. Lap times were pretty much close to a second between each other, so I think that helped me climbing up through the field, and also making minimum mistakes. I think also really helped.
So a good result for you in the end. Are you looking to try and progress this through the season? You're looking forward to the next race, thinking you can get the same kind of result?
Yeah, well, I've got a podium at every race I've attended so far, and I've only missed one, so hopefully I and maybe I'll be able to challenge for the championship. But yeah, we'll see.
We'll see indeed. So we've got ourselves some pretty spicy contenders here in the championship, both in the hypercar class and, well, I'd say the hypercar class. It looks like Tachusa's running away with that, but never say never with 5 races yet to go, and GT3 is looking amazing as well. We will have more stats, better updated principles and things sorted for next week. We're just glad that you put on an absolutely fantastic show. I think Wohler and I really enjoyed that today.
Oh yeah, really.
So I'd have to obviously extend thanks to Wohler for joining me in the comms box. That would have been a tough one by myself, so thank you very much for joining me today.
No worries. If you want, we can do the same next week.
I am happy to have you in the box any week at all. Next up is we're on our bit of a break now, and we'll be back on Thursday for the Tatus series, if I'm right. Yep, I am right. It's the Tatus series, back on Thursday for Assetto Corsa. We'd love to see you there. But from me, from Wohler, and all the guys that participated today, it's been a joy to have you with us. We're glad you enjoyed the show. Again, if you want to come join us, just search up Phoenix Sim Sports, and we'd love to have you with us. But for me, it's good night. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you all next week.